welcome to the channel. Today we're going to mount some wheel lights on our show truck here. So I went to A&A Auto Stores in Dallas, Pennsylvania, and they were able to have the Oracle colored dynamic shift wheel ring lights that we'll be mounting on the truck. But let's head on over to the table. We'll do a little unboxing because I'm also putting these on the rear drums. So they're not going to be like doing them on the front, so you might want to check out some of the differences and how I mounted them. So let's head on over to the table and do a little unboxing and see how they're packaged. These are the Oracle Lighting LED wheel ring lights, and these are the dynamic color shift change. So let's open this up and see what we have here. So opening the box, and here's how they're packaged. As you can see, I only have two rings in here. Here's the first one, and they're packaged in this real thick styrofoam. And here's the second one is underneath this one. There was 4, which I happen to mount 2 already on the truck. So I'm going to take you guys through and show you how I mounted them on the front. And then I also did a little video on what they look like without the wheels on it. And I did do a test run with the one wheel on. So I'll let you guys check that out. And then here's your control. You get some zip ties. Here's your controller, which is, this is the Bluetooth controller. So everything will be controlled through your phone. And then also, you get some self-tapping screws. Also come along with this kit. So like I said, we already mounted these on the fronts on the show truck. So I'll take you guys over there and show you guys how I mounted the front ones. So before I go over and show you guys what I did to install the front ones, one of the first things you want to do is do a little test run. So after I took them out of the box, I plugged them up, I connected everything together to ensure everything is working. So if something was wrong with the wheel lights, I would be able to take them back. That way you don't install these lights without doing a little pre-check and a little test run first. Because once you have them all installed, if you need to return them, well, you're going to have to undo your whole process all over again and package them up and take them back. And it's just a big pain. So do yourself a little favor and do a little test and a pre-run before installing them on your vehicle. So here's a little video of what they look like fresh out of the box. So here's what they look like from the outside installed on the front axles. And what's nice about these wheel lights is that they're black. As you can see, the brackets here are black, but we'll get back to that later, and I'll explain to you why they're nice like that. But here's what they look like from the outside, so as if the wheel was here. And what I did on the inside to mount these was, with the screws provided for you, was all I did, drilled into my dust covers, and I used the self-tapping screws that were provided, as you can see here, to install these. Make sure you have used enough of the brackets to make these real thick, real stiff. You don't want them flimsy or breaking around, so I'll take you guys around to the other side and show you the other side. And here's the back side of them. And as you can see, there's one of the self-tapping screws there. And then I have another one here. What I did was these ring lights, and I'll take these back over and show you on the other ring lights that aren't installed. So that way I'll explain to you before we install them on the rear. And then all I did was run my wiring, and all I did was follow the brake cable or the brake hose up. And then for right now, I just had them bunched up right here, not connected, because I will be running them through the frame and stuff like that, because I want a nice clean appearance. But let me take you guys over and show you guys the ring lights, and I'll explain to you about why I like them. They're black, and I'll show you a little tip on all of this. But before we go over to back to the table, and I'll give you guys a little tips and tricks on that, I did get both sides done on this. So like I said, I screwed the brackets to the back dust plate, which wasn't hard at all. All I did was take the wheels off, took everything off, put the wheel ring light on, then I reinstalled everything, and I actually had the wheel back on without the ring light mounted, and then I was able to center the ring light inside the wheel. And you'll see here, because before we go over to the table, I'm going to show you guys what the ring lights in the front look like with the wheels off, and then on the one side I did a little video with the wheel on what it looks like. So I'll let you guys watch that video, and then we'll head back over to the table. The reason why I went with the Oracle ring lights was because of the fact that the brackets on here are very heavy. They already come assembled, so you don't have to worry about putting the LEDs on the rings and screwing holes into the brackets. They already have holes to where if you need to move the bracket, you can. There's like one here, and then there's another one right there. Let me take you on the other side here. There's another one there. And then you can see the bracket there. And these rings are actually welded together. So this way the LED fits very nice in here. There's no bumps or anything like that. It gives it a nice smooth appearance. And one reason why I like the black brackets is because of the fact that I didn't have to paint the backing plates, so when I do mount these to the backing plates, they're already black, so there's not really much I can do. And if I need to change these brackets, all I got to do is unscrew it and then move it to a different hole. And as you can see, all these brackets screw on in there, like right there. And then if I need to, I just move the bracket here, and that's what I did with the front to where the caliper would be. So for instance, as if like on this wheel light, if the caliper fell in here because I used the wiring to follow my brake hose, I moved these two brackets, and all I did was relocated this bracket down to this hole. And then I took this bracket and relocated it up to this hole. So that gave me plenty enough brackets to mount this ring on the dust plate. So I didn't have to lose these two brackets and only had the three brackets holding half of the ring on to where the back half would be flimsy. All I did was move them one adjustment over this way and one adjustment this way, which made that ring very solid. That's why it was so stiff. And here's one tip for you guys when you're mounting your ring lights, is if you look here closely, you can see a little arrow there. And what that arrow does is tells you the direction of when their color shift or when they change and they're moving, which way the LEDs are going to roll. So, for instance, since the LEDs, let me try to find it, are set up like this, and if you have it to where it changes colors and it rolls, so the LEDs are going to move that way. If you flip this to where the arrow's pointing this way, well, then your LEDs will go the opposite way. So I found that as a helpful tip when installing these, and that way so I knew which direction my LEDs would run, so I didn't have one rolling this way and then one rolling that way on the opposite side, or have the back wheel rolling backwards and the front wheel rolling forward. So this way I have all of them turning the same direction once it's installed, and you've seen that in the video. I'm going to get things set up, and then we're going to install these on the back, and then we're going to do another little test run, what it looks like with all the wheel lights on. Once you guys got all your stuff taken off the rear axles on these drum brakes, now the fronts could be a little bit different. You could leave your calipers on and stuff like that, but all you have to do is angle the ring around. But I found that with the rear drum off, these brackets that are on here has no problem going over this, as you can see. So we just have to angle it, and all you want to do is make sure that your ring is orientated in the right direction, and by looking at the arrows on here, it tells you which way the LEDs will travel when they're on, and it's pretty simple. All you got to do is just put it over the axle. It could be a little bit confusing, so I just go this way and come around and down, and now your ring is back here. So then I'll just take the excess wire, throw it over the top, because I am going to end up putting it on this way to where the wires at the top are closest to the solid brake line. And then I'll just let my ring lay there, put my rear drum back on. And like I said, I like to get a couple of these mounted on the back before I go around and finish mounting them, just so I can center the ring inside the wheel. I can measure it and go by the drum, the outside of the drum itself, and try and center it this way. But with the wheel on it, I found that you could get a little bit better. You could get it real close without measuring it by just looking at around the rim. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wheel mounted up, and then we're going to go around on the back side. And for a split second, I forgot how heavy these wheels are. Once I got my tire into position, I am just going to take the ring and I'm going to put it to where I think I like it and where it looks to be about the best centered in the wheel. And sometimes you can get it right off the bat, but I'm looking on both sides. I can't really see the side that you guys are on, so you guys will have to let me know. But I'm going by half of the wheel and, well, 3/4 of the wheel I'm watching. And I'm watching where my brackets all line up on this. So if I see they're down a little bit low up top here, which they are, I'll just rotate it a little bit. Maybe turn it. And remember, I want my wire up on top anyway. So I think that looks to be about good right there. And I'm just going to mark it where I would think I would like my first hole. What's cool is once you get one in, then you can readjust it, so you don't have to worry about pre-drilling it and things like that. Give it a little punch so that your drill bit don't walk. Don't worry, you're thinking maybe all the bits or all the shavings will be inside there. Well, we're going to be taking the drums back off and blowing it all back out again and checking to make sure where our screws line up at. And these are also self-tapping screws. Okay, so now once I have it set up like that, now I could go and recenter my wheel or my ring to where I need it. And right in there looks to be about great. Okay, now that we got the drum off, looks pretty centered for just eyeballing it up with the wheel on there. But here's where I'm talking about where the screws protrude from. And as you can see here, here's one from the bottom bracket, which is plenty enough room for the drum to clear right here. Right there's one, and here's one over on this side. Right there, to where it's coming out through to where it might hit the drum. I'm not sure, but for GP purposes, I'm just going to grind that down. And there is another one right here. And I'm just going to get the Dremel tool, and I'll just Dremel this one down a little bit, and then I'll just change the tips on the Dremel tool and just grind some of these, just some of these on this side. Well guys, my Dremel tool thing did not work because it just ate up my bits, so what I ended up doing was rebacking out 3 of the screws. I just took this one out, and it was this one on this side. All I did was take it out, and as you can see here, what I did was trim it down, cut it down on the bench, and reinstalled them. And now they sit practically flush. I'm going to get all the wires, hook everything up, and just do another little test run, and I'll let you guys see the test run before the wheels go back on. So like I said, I'm not putting the wheels on yet because I will be doing another mod, but here is the plug. Like I said, it's just just all plug and play. I'm just gonna set that all up, just run the wires underneath the truck. I'm not gonna run them to the way I like them because I like them all nice and clean. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna do a little test run here. Once I get everything set up, I'll bring it back and let you take a look at what it's gonna look like with the wheels off. I believe they're not as bright as before as you've seen in the previous videos because I think my battery's going dead. So here we have the lights all hooked up, and you can see them on the other side there. And we just temporarily ran the wires down from the battery just to test them. And then I just have it tied to the switch here, and I just have it all connected right there. But this is what it's looking like with the lights on. So I'm going to cut the lights off and let you guys take a look at it again. Here's what they look like, and as you can see, I have them going the direction of the truck. So when the truck is sitting still, hoping that it looks like the wheels are turning. let me cut off this light here for you. So there it is with the lights off and just the wheel ring lights on. And as you can see, it's lighting up the wheel wells nice. And then the front. And take a step back here. Well, let me cut the lights back on and take a look at this. Well, guys, that's all it took to install these. Just a little bit of time, but now I'm going to be running some wiring and hide it all nice and neat. But this was just a test to make sure they're all working, and it seems like they are working just fine. So if you are new to the channel, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. And I hope you like this mod, and I hope it makes it easier for you. And remember, don't forget to comment down below as to what mod do you think is going on the truck next after I get this. And then once I get everything tied in, then we're going to come back with the wheels on and take another look at it. So you don't want to miss that. Well, till next time, I'm Joe. Driving trucks and hunting bucks is how I roll with Wicked Fabz.